So you want to learn how to make something like this, bring it from your digitizer software, throw it on over onto the embroidery machine and then onto its sweatshirt. So I'm actually going to be showing you how I do that. As you can see, my machine is actually only a 5x7 machine. So what that means is the biggest it can do is this size right here, okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're actually going to use this size. So you can see much bigger. So the way we're able to do that is because I guess I can show you guys really, but this has 4 brackets so you can move like from one side to the other side, whereas this only has 2 brackets, right? It makes a lot more sense. Basically, this is what we're going to be doing though. All right, so first things first, we're just gonna get the stabilizer. This is 2.5 ounces of white stabilizer. Okay, I got it on Amazon like 30 bucks. Basically, I'm gonna spread it out, okay? And then we need it just big enough so this hoop fits nicely, okay? So we're gonna leave a little bit extra, maybe like an inch or so there, and then a little bit extra on this side. And then that should be good. And I'm just gonna cut it here. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Like I got lots of stabilizer. When you do such big embroideries like this, the stabilizer goes a lot faster. But as you guys can see, like it's pretty thick, a lot of stabilizer. So basically we have that. Okay, so that's just out the way. By the way, I'm embroidering this on the back of a sweatshirt. It's the exact same if you were to do it on the front of the sweatshirt. Just because this was actually like one of my very first like embroideries ever. So I just have a bunch of random tests I did on here. So I'll be doing it on the back, but once you have the stabilizer cut out, we're actually going to turn this inside out. Okay, and just do the sleeves as well, just so they're not in your way. So turned it inside out, and then make sure I'm doing the back, so that should be the side. Okay, there we go. So it doesn't actually have a tag on it. I was going to say the side with the tag, but obviously that's the front. That's my old design I did. So here's the back because there's nothing there. And we're gonna smooth it out, okay? Because we're actually about to put the stabilizer on. So easiest way, guys, without a doubt, you really wanna get yourself just some temporary adhesive, okay? It's like 5-10 bucks. It's really not expensive and it's lasted me like a very long time. So this adhesive, we're gonna spray it on the stabilizer and then it's gonna stick right here. Because this stabilizer is so big, like it's huge, we don't have to get it super accurate. Like if we accidentally like put the stabilizer a little too low, a little bit too big. But either way, I'll show you guys how to accurately put it. So I'm just gonna cut off camera. I'm just gonna spray this stabilizer, not very much, literally like maybe 2 passes, that's about it. So I'm just gonna do that quick. Also, when you do this stuff is kind of toxic. It's just like you shouldn't be inhaling it. So do it away from your station. I just go to another room. Perfect. So I just sprayed this side. When I'm doing a big logo middle, like Jesus. The embroidery is gonna be on the middle of the chest. So I want it in the middle of the chest is what I'm trying to say. So normally to do that, you go 4 fingers down. And then this is where the top of the hoop is going to be. So that's how I know kind of where to place my stabilizer. Like I said, this stabilizer is huge, so it really doesn't matter. Okay, just like that. Like I said, it's really big, so if I move this a little bit to the left or to the right, that's okay. But I'm just kind of gonna pretend I know where the middle is. Like that kind of looks like where I think the middle would be, to be honest. So I think where we placed it should be good on the left and the right side. Actually, I'm gonna move it up quite high just to give me some space to play with. And then you kind of just press it down and you can tell like how much spray I use. Like it kind of like some of the side, like it doesn't stick on super well, but it sticks on just well enough. Like I said, I literally just do 2 passes of this, okay? So I 100% recommend you guys doing this. Like it's so much easier. Guys, don't even try any other way, okay? I'm not a pro at this, but I'm telling you right now, you guys have to do this, okay? It's a must. So there we go. Sucks, I know we'll be cutting a lot of this off, but anyways, you're gonna go in through the underside. You're gonna grab the top of the stabilizer, okay? While we flip it inside out very carefully. Like I said, it's not like stuck on there super hard. So we wanna be still gentle. Even though it is sprayed on a little bit, it can come loose. Usually doesn't. So I'm just flipping it inside out, by the way. So there we go. And then straighten everything out, make sure there's no wrinkles or nothing. And there we go, guys. By the way, I'm doing this, I believe it's on a small. It's a very small sweatshirt, so I believe it's on a small. It's usually a little harder on the smaller sizes because you have less fabric, less pull, all that sort of stuff. So there's my stabilizer, probably from here to here, like it's a lot of space. And the hoop isn't gonna use a lot of that space. So now we need to find the middle, okay? So, in order to do this, you can, if you want, fold the sweatshirt in half, and then when it's in half, you just iron it, because when you unfold it, there's gonna be like a nice kind of ironed crease in the middle. Can't do that, doesn't work out the best for me. So what I actually have, because it's a small, it's gonna work really good actually. It's a t-shirt guide. So here, right, here's the 4 fingers I was talking about, by the way. Like almost perfect. So this is from the top to the bottom of the crew neck, right where we want it. And then we have some like some numbers and all that telling you the inches and whatnot. So I actually got these. Do I recommend it? It's okay. It's not the best. I think once you get down the ironing sort of way, it's a lot better. But just for the sake of this video, whatever, I'll be doing this. So we're gonna need this. We're also gonna be able to somehow mark where the middle is, what we're doing. So to do that, these are not regular pens. These are heat away pens actually. So it leaves a mark. Once there's enough heat applied to it, it actually vanishes completely. So basically you just iron it out. It's very easy to do. This is a gray sweatshirt, so I don't know if the black will show up, but it does seem to be one of my best colors. So usually I just kind of shake it around, try to get the ink moving, and then hopefully, I think black should be fine on gray. So hopefully you guys, I'm gonna make sure you guys can see this. I can even pull it down a little bit. So here's the crease line, the neckline. I'm just gonna place it right here in the middle. And now the end of my neckline actually matches up perfectly with this red like square. So that's why I'm using it, because it's a small. It looks like this was made for a small. So when you choose the middle, guys, you want to be about, I'd say 99% sure that it is the middle. So really take your time. This is going to be the long part. This is kind of what I hate about embroidery, to be honest. I just want to make designs, but this looks like about right. So I'm really just looking at where my red lines are ending and beginning. Honestly, guys, I think that's it right there. So again, my wash away pen, and I'm gonna make a big fat mark right there. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can actually see that mark. Let's see. You can kind of see it. Okay, it's just right there. So that's gonna wash away. So like I said, actually, let's keep you guys zoomed in a little bit. So that's gonna wash away, like I said, so no biggie. Do not though, like keep going over it a lot, because then that actually did happen to my sweatshirt. Haven't been able to get it out so far. I haven't tried too much, but it didn't come out like it normally does. So don't just really press on it. So here's the middle. I actually noticed it does not look in the middle at all. So basically, if you want to double check your mark, you get a ruler, you go from the mark to the seam of your right sleeve, and then the mark to the seam of your left sleeve. These were off by like, this is 28.5 there, and then this is like 26.5. So I'm off, what, like a centimeter? So that's actually a really big difference, and I could see it with my eye. So that's a really big difference. You really don't want to do that. So now that I kind of have this mark, some people, they have a big enough ruler, by the way, so they can just do this like big. I don't have that, but I can just move over this mark maybe like 1 centimeter. So basically we have this hoop right here, and as you can see, it actually has a notch, okay? So this notch marks the middle. So all we have to do is mark this notch with the middle of our new mark, okay? So it's actually fairly quite simple. So the hoop obviously is on the underneath. So I'm just moving it with my fingers like this, pushing it to the side that I need it to go on. So that actually, I might need to loosen the hoop a little bit. We have finally lined up the notch with our new mark. That took a lot of elbow grease. I guess I had to loosen it a lot more than I thought. So now what we want to do, just hold it up, make sure it looks straight going horizontally. And now I'm just going to go underneath and feel to make sure that everything was properly hooped. And as you can see, it looks very nice. There's no hoop that we missed. Okay. And then I'm gonna run my fingers through this top fabric. So if you got big ripples, that means that your fabric was too loose, and it's probably gonna mess up. So when you do this, it should basically stay flat. You might get a few ripples. If you do, you can stretch it out ever so slightly, but do not just tug on it at all. You can only do very small stretches. Okay, so there we go. It's been hooped correctly. It's in the middle. It's good horizontally. The stabilizer is sticking out on all four sides. It's perfect. It's literally ready to go. Once again, if you really want to get logistical, I guess, you can measure the sides from the hoop to the inseam. So from this, it's about 8.2. And then this one over here, it's about 8.23. Yeah, so there you go. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly in the middle. So that is actually a way I recommend it. So once you're all done, you're ready for the hooping. Don't forget to tighten up the screw that we loosened. And it was pretty much as tight as it could get. But this thing's ready. This thing is ready to just be put onto the machine. So let's do that. All right. So don't forget, guys, you want to create a clean embroidery space, okay? So really, my whole desk here is cleared. It just makes your life so much easier. So here's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna turn on the machine. So just over here, it's gonna make a buzzing noise. I'm gonna click OK. This thing's gonna move. I accept it. And it's gonna say, do you want to resume your last memory? I don't know what it was, so no. I have my USB stick in here, so that's good to go. So I know the one I'm looking for is Jack Skellington. This thing, really, you can barely make out the design. So I don't have too many designs on here, so I know it's this one. Once you click the design, you'll be able to see. So I want to rotate it just 90 degrees, just like that, because I'm going to put in the sweater like this, obviously, right? So I want it to be not backwards. So this is basically good to go. Get all this extra fabric out of the way, because it kind of needs to look like this, kind of like a little cocoon. So the best way to do this is stick the left sleeve through. This is the way I find to be easier. And then you kind of just shove the fabric underneath the needle here, very slowly, because the needle is only raised like an inch and it can't go any higher than that. So this is why I said it's kind of harder on the small, because it's a lot tighter. There we go. So we're through, and then we're gonna add these notches in. So those just get pressed down there really easily. I don't even have to show you that. And now, when you guys embroider, you want to make sure that it kind of looks like this. So you see, there's nothing under here but the stabilizer, right? So because if you accidentally, let's say your sleeve was stuck underneath the stabilizer, when it stitches, it's gonna sew through both sides of the fabric, right? So that's why you kind of wanna, usually I just leave that sleeve hanging out, and then I roll the sides in, like this, so that it kind of makes a nice cocoon. And like I said, it's a small, so this cocoon's a little harder, but this is basically exactly how you want it, okay? So underneath this right here, it's literally this fabric and then the stabilizer, nothing else underneath it, okay? Because you don't want the other side of the sweater getting stitched, because then the sweater is gonna get sewn together, obviously, right? So everything's ready. We're gonna basically tell the machine that all is well. And then it's ready to sew out, guys. So that's really like basically it. That's it. You're all ready for the embroidery part.